Check your first world female privilege from the book Surviving Fourth-Wave-Feminism, points 41 to 60. Number 41. I'm more sexually free than a man. I can kiss a girl and hold her hand and not be considered gay or bi. I can also watch her dance or strip, call her beautiful, and not be accused of objectifying her. My sexual actions with another woman are widely appreciated by most men, whilst most women are turned off by men with men. Ironically, I can insult men for accepting or even liking women with women, whilst it is in fact me who is grossed out by men with men. In other words, I can insult men for being more tolerant than I am. Number 42. In the medical system, public or private, my treatment, privacy, dignity, and comfort generally take priority over a man's. Offending or killing a woman or girl is far worse than doing the same to a male, because I am more vulnerable, valuable, feared, and entitled. Number 43. I am guaranteed that no government-supported campaigns that degrade my body by comparing the size of my vagina or breast to the way in which I behave would ever be supported. However, I can laugh at advertising campaigns that compare a man's driving skills to the size of his penis. Through funding from the government, I can enjoy the immunity of a campaign that communicates those who have a small penis are bad drivers. I only have a vagina, so according to the government, it's impossible for me to be a bad driver. That's only for men with a small penis. Gossiping in the workplace, lying to a magistrate, stealing sperm, or backstabbing my best friend may cause immense damage and even suicide, but I'll never see a government imply my loose lips are akin to my loose vagina. Degrading women through comparing their character to their vaginas is vulgar, deeply sexist, and sets objectifying societal expectations of how my vagina should look according to a government, thus would never happen to a woman. Yet, comparing a man's character to his penis is supported. Number 44. I can pick and choose when I believe chivalry is good for me and when it is degrading. If he pays for my dinner, I may choose to be grateful for him being kind, or offended for his sexist view of my ability or inability to pay. It depends how I feel at the time. If he opens a door for me, I can say thank you, or I can tell him that I don't need a man to open my door. It depends how good looking he is. I can demand he be a gentleman and treat me like a lady, but if he dare thinks I'll make him a sandwich whilst he's mowing the lawns or bringing home the bacon, I'll call him a misogynistic pig and march in women's rallies with a sign saying, "Make your own damn sandwich," or treat me as an equal. Either way, when it comes to chivalry, men should know when to treat me how I want at that particular time. I can expect him to read my mind, and if he gets it wrong, I can have a tantrum to fix his behaviour. Number 45. I'm less likely than a man to be the victim of any type of assault by any group, but it looks like they are going to allow only me to carry a weapon to protect myself. All those male victims are not entitled to defend themselves. That's a privilege just for me. Number 46. I can join Boy Scouts or Girl Guides. Boys cannot. Number 47. I can be the school nurse in a boys, girls, or mixed school. A man cannot. Number 48. I can join a men's group and tell them to change their behaviour to suit my female needs in the name of equality, whilst concurrently demand men are excluded from women's groups, safe spaces and associations under the banner of equality. Number 49. I can exploit little girls as young as 7 years old to relay my message on social media using appalling language that I tell the child to say. I can use female activism as the privileged excuse to degrade little girls, make them use the F and C word on camera, expose them to the world of man-hating, and shock society into doing as I want. Forcing little girls to relay adult messages through filthy language on social media is fine, as long as I get her to do it. If a man got his children to do the same, they'd be taken away from him and he'd be charged with child abuse and or neglect. Number 50. If I'm a pedophile, I can get away with it by being a feminist. If it makes me feel good, whilst on camera, I can teach girls as young as 8 how I masturbate. Number 51. I'm less likely to die of breast cancer than a man is of prostate cancer. but there is far more money, awareness and research for my disease because my life is worth more than a man's. Number 52. I can call it unfair that women are condemned for sleeping around whilst men are allegedly cheered for the same behaviour. In reality, the player is shamed by society, the media and Hollywood, whilst a sexually liberal female is portrayed as a powerful and independent new age woman with no societal norms or boundaries in which to comply. Number 53. When dating, I can expect to have transport provided and everything paid for, even if I earn more than him. If he doesn't pay or offers to split the bill in recognition of my female independence and power, my friends and I will label him as tight or cheap. In this case, it would be reasonable to find a real man who'll pay for me, but no one can call me a slut or whore just because I expect to be paid to date. If he tries anything, it's because he's objectifying my body. However, I can't be accused of objectifying him for his money for that night and years in the future, even though I likely am objectifying him. Number 54. If I'm a nice person and I wear a men's suit or outfit, guys will still be attracted to me. If a guy wears a dress or women's clothes, however, I wouldn't date or sleep with him irrespective of his character. Ironically, I can then blame men for thinking that dressing like a woman is degrading, even though it's in fact me who wouldn't date a guy who dresses like one. Number 55. I can cry that men are sexist because only female public figures have comments made on their appearance, whilst I laugh at media stories that make fun of and insult Donald Trump's hair and Tony Abbott's budgie smugglers. Number 56. I can cry the government is trying to control my body, even though I have complete access to women's hospitals, birth control, abortion clinics and single parenting support. I don't worry about being forced to do something I don't want with my body, unlike men who are forced to give their lives to conscription or national service. I can always blame abortion laws or the tax on my tampons or birth control as an example of the government trying to control my body, even though I can choose to use or not use any of these benefits and first world privileges. Number 57. I can cry sexism and oppression for society expecting me to shave my legs, face or armpits. Even though men are expected to shave, groom and maintain personal hygiene as a social norm, if the same is expected of me, I am an objectified victim. Everyone must love my ungroomed, tattooed, overweight, pierced, unhealthy or unhygienic body, or they are misogynistic pigs trying to control me. Grooming standards for men, however, are totally normal. Number 58. I can enjoy movies such as Magic Mike, The Moonlight Saga, 50 Shades of Grey, and so on that appeal to women and make no mention to the objectification of men's bodies, whilst I label the gaming industry as sexist and degrading because it has cartoons with small waists and big breasts. Number 59. If I don't want to or can't breastfeed, I simply claim that it's not natural. Therefore, it's a man's responsibility to do it on my behalf. Although breastfeeding has been a natural occurrence throughout the history of humans, my first world privilege allows me to change the laws of nature by labelling this act as unnatural, thus not my responsibility, because that would be oppressive. Number 60. I'm far less likely to lose my job during a recession than a man.